Good evening, race fans. Welcome here to Dover for tonight's Monster Mile 100. My name's Robert Hill Jr. Joining me, as always, is William White. Will, how you doing tonight, my friend?
Doing good, man. Ready for a monster race at the Monster Mile.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick look at tonight's format. 100 laps, no stages, and 4 sets of tires. And down on the grid is where we're going to find our pole sitter here tonight. None other than Michael Hossack on the pole here tonight. Well, he's going to be joined alongside Dylan Javier. Great qualifying by both of those drivers tonight. Leighton Norgard third, Wadsworth in fourth, Cabry in fifth with Jeff Green sixth, Jess Story seventh, Trey Holmes in eighth, Corey Abbott ninth, Frank Fody going to round out the top 10, Caleb Becumer 11, Jake Connor in 12th, 13th tonight goes to Gavin Higgins, 14th Richard Hines, and 15th is Bailey Mills. Why don't you take us through the rest of the field?
Yeah, 16th on Bailey's outside will be the 54 of Hunter Smith. Just behind them, we find Jaden Racines and Richard Hearn running out row 9. Rounding out the top 20, it's the 06 of Tyler Składensky and the 02 of Carl Costa. Row 11 is Carl Simmons in the 85 and the 71 of David Carpenter. Row 12, the 58 of Mitch Avir and the 8 of Shane Mitchell there in P24. Rounding out our grid that's going to take the flag, Mark Rabanis in the 99 starting 25th alongside Harrison Talon, Andrew Hardcastle, Dustin Hayes, Connor Thompson, and Josh Osborne running at our 30-car grid tonight.
30 cars, 2 of those going to the rear, of course, William, will be the 53 of Richard Hearn and the 48 of Trey Holmes. Why don't we go ahead and quickly make some picks to win here tonight, Will? We'll let you kick it off. Who do you got taking home the checkered flag here tonight at Dover?
I think after the feel-good story of having Michael Hossack take his first pole since August 2021, that's when the Cup Series went to Michigan back in 2021. But I think I'm gonna back him to take his first win since October 2020, actually on my 15th birthday, coincidentally enough. Also in the Cup Series.
Oh man.
So, yeah, I think Michael Hossack's gonna take the checkered flag tonight.
I'm going to go with another first-time winner here tonight, a little bit further back from the Michael Hossack machine. That's where we find him. It's Flying Frank Fody, driver the number 41, that's going to get it done here tonight. Of course, you cannot count out the likes of a Leighton Norgard, Dylan Avere, Justin Wadsworth, and Chase Cabry up here, Jeff Green as well, as we get set to go. Green flag displayed. We're underway, and Jeff Green with a very slow start. He's able to gather it up, but we're wrecking already. Mark Robilas involved. Oh no, Frank Fody involved. Numerous others gonna get a piece of this one. Will, let's get the busy night underway with our first caution flag of the evening. Unfortunately,
massive stack up there on the start. We saw Dylan Javier start in second. Really did not get off to a good start. He's miles back from Polsit and Michael Hossack. They all try and get going. It's Frank Fody to the back of Jeff Green. Jay Connor. I think that's Richard Hines there. Hunter Smith's going to get a piece of that as well. The inside line just skating by.
Oh,
there comes
Shane Mitchell, the
flying in onto the scene.
just looking like one of those trains that has the big ramp on the front there. Was the Shane Mitchell machine.
Goodness.
Harrison Talon getting a piece. Andrew Hardcastle, Dustin Haynes, and Connor Thompson do a good job avoiding that. But many people already getting a piece of the unfortunate action early on as we await the pace car to come around. I believe that's what the current holdup is here, Will.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting for the pace car to collect the leader, Michael Hossack, and the rest of the chasing field. I think Racing Cars just going to have a quick look at that incident, determine the call on that one, and then stack up early on there on the race start.
Looking for the pace car. There he is, coming through. Pace car driver going to just drive through Jeff Green, Wadsworth, Dylan Javier, and take their place at the front of the field. Now, I don't know if everyone was able to actually make it by the start-finish line, Will, so there may actually be some black flags as well that could come into play on this one, but caution number 1 displayed already. Let's take a chance then and have a look at all the paint schemes we have in the field tonight, beginning with the 24 of Michael Hossack, your pole sitter. Robilas photo on the side of that one. It's the Tanks.GG number 12, just behind of a Leighton Norgard. Chase Cabry, the Speed Factor machine, currently runs in 3rd. Dylan Javier, one of the solo drivers for Lake Norman here tonight, currently scored in 4th. Jess Story with 3 Wide Television on the side of that one. Shout out Carlos Costa and Peter Short of 3 Wide TV. Justin Wadsworth up top. Not sure what his sponsor is, but we'll hear about it a little later, I'm sure, as Wadsworth runs in 6th. Corey Abbott with the Abbott Motorsports 21 in 7th. Jeff Green in the Turner Eye Center, or Turner Eye Clinic number 38, currently runs in 8th. Caleb Cumer, another one of the drivers for Lake Norman in the Bite Size Sports number 59, currently scored in 9th. Gavin Higgins unsponsored in position 10. Bailey Mills, the 007, looking for a sponsor, runs 11th right now. Jaden Racimus in the Razor number 19, currently scored 12th. Tyler Skordensky in 13 with the Real Tree number 06. The Street Limit 87 of Kyle Simmons runs 14th. The 15th place car is the Abbott Motorsports, Corey Abbott on the hood, number 22 of Andrew Hardcastle. Connor Thompson unsponsored, the 16 in 16th. Dustin Haynes with Street Limit tribute to Dale Sr., currently running 17th. Josh Osborne in the 07 Scar machine runs 18th. Shay Mitchell in the BOR number 8 machine with heavy nose damage runs 19th. Trey Holmes in the Lowe's 48 runs 20th. Richard Hearn in the 4DRacewear.com number 53 runs 21st. Carlos Acosta in the Mrs. Goodies number 02 runs 22nd. Check out Mrs. Goodies for all your hooded towel needs. Frank Fody in the Bite Size Sports 41 runs 23rd. Hunter Smith in the Warriors for Peace 54 runs 25th. Mark Robilas runs 26th in the Bitcoin 99. Jake Connor, the unsponsored number 9, runs 27th. Dave Carpenter in the Ronster Wraps. Number 71 runs 28th. Mitch Javier, another one of the cars with Solo on the hood, runs in 29th. And Harrison Talon in the Red Bull number 1 currently runs in last place. I believe lights might be off on the pace car, Will, and we might be getting set to go green.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see some green flag running here. We're doubled up, I believe, with one to go. Although not everyone seems to be stacked up.
We will be right back in just a second, just sorting some stuff out here. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to WWT Raceway.
We are back here at Dover, just sorting through some administrative misfortunes, we could say here. Shout out Ryan Gavel. That commercial break was for you, my friend. I know how much you love them, as we do have to pay some bills around here. That's how we keep these going. Shout out to Blue Egg Marketing, Worldwide Technology Raceway, as well as PitPassNetwork.com, your home for all things motorsports, from news to reviews and interviews. Check out PitPassNetwork.com today. Of course, Blue Egg Marketing, the marketing department for small businesses, small business owners. Blue Egg is your biggest fan. And also shout out to Track Cams for Gourmet. Track Cams 22 motorsport.com for providing the camera angles that you do see here tonight as we get set to go green. Will, you're probably going to have a fair bit of work to do on this restart, clearing all those black flags, because we have had the field double file back up. A pace car's off. Let's get set to go green once again. It's Michael Hosick, a Leighton Norgard on the front row. Chase Cabry, Dylan Javier in row number 2 as we head for the Geico restart zone. We are green, but will we stay green this time? I believe we'll at least get to the start-finish line.
I hope so. Michael Hosick got off to a decent jump there. Just going to clear all the backs. Oh, we've got a caution.
Oh, no. Hunter Smith, Frank Fody going to come together. Let's take a look at this one. Hunter Smith dives to the middle on this restart of Richard Hines, gets down into Frank Fody and sends him around. So Will, not what we're hoping for on that restart.
Yeah, didn't look ideal there for the rest of the field. I think incident started around Hunter Smith. Just looking at it there. Hines, I believe that is in the 87, is up in the wall. Hunter Smith tries to squeeze past, gets into the back of Hines, swipes down as a Frank Fody. Frank tries to save it, back up into Hunter Smith, and that brings out the second yellow of the night, lap 9.
Uh, 10 laps in, 91 to go here. It's Hosick, Norgard, Cabry, Javier Story, the top 5, Wadsworth, Abbott, Green, Higgins, and Pecumber, the top 10, as a couple of drivers do get a wave by here. They were marred a little bit deeper in the field, Will, due to that unfortunate start that took place a little bit earlier on, trapping a couple of drivers a lap down. Now, everyone going to be on the lead lap race control, delivering the ruling on the latest incident. So we'll get an update on that very shortly in regards to if a tally's issued and how we go from here. But not the start we were hoping for here tonight at the Monster Mile.
Yeah, definitely not two cautions in quick succession. They're both kind of little stack-ups, as it were. We saw Hines get into the wall, and it kind of was on from there. Tallies issued to the 54 there for initiating contact with the 87 and the 41 by race control, bringing up the second caution of the evening, as Fazza had to administer a couple of wave rounds to get people back on the lead lap. But I think from now on, hopefully, if we can stay clean and we can get racing properly.
That's definitely what we're hoping for here tonight. We'll definitely don't want to have more cautions in a row. We'd love to get some green flag racing in. Previous races here at Dover have gone by fairly quick, fairly smooth, so good potential for a race like this to really produce some great racing, but we'll see how it goes. The drivers, of course, do dictate how these races evolve, how they go on. Set up a little bit loose for these drivers tonight. They're battling loose, battling tight, kind of all at the same time. So we'll see how it goes, how it develops. But for now, under caution once again here at Dover Monster Miles. Not the greatest start, but we'll see if we clean up as we go along. A couple other drivers to watch to the field that have been moving forward, able to avoid some of the early carnage. Andrew Hardcastle back here in the number 22 machine. Let's see if we can get a nice close-up shot of Andrew here. There he is, the 22, Andrew Hardcastle, just behind the Kyle Simmons machine, currently scored 15th. Connor Thompson just behind him in 16th. He's up a handful of spots as well. Dustin Haynes and Josh Osborne, both with fairly clean start so far and advancing well through the field, but it's Hosick still out front as hopefully the lights go off on the pace car this time, allowing us the great opportunity to go back racing. And yes, they do. Let's get set. Let's go green. Let's be smart. Let's be clean right here at the Dover Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I think now what these guys want is just some green flag running. They're probably sick and tired of seeing the back of that pace car. Michael Harsack has been the pole sitter and the race leader for all 12 laps so far tonight, looking for his first win since the 10th of October in 2020 there. Been quite a while. Last win was at Daytona International Speedway in what was the Join APS.com Cup Series, now the Belly Up Sports Cup Series on Wednesday night. So Michael Harsack looking to run it back after about 3.5 years here. But Leighton Norgard, a two-time winner in the league, is not going to let him have it easy in the second to last race of the Pit Pass Network ARCA Series season. We're ready to go green.
If I'm honest with you, I don't really remember that victory of Michael Hossack at Daytona, but let's make this one here at the Monster Mile one to remember here tonight as we get set to go green once again. Fred, the pace car driver, does head pit side, and we head back under green flag conditions. We're back underway here after caution number 2 at the Dover Motor Speedway. It's Michael Hossack, a Leighton Norgard side by side. Working their way off of turn number 2. We're going to battle down the back straightaway this time. Looks like everyone going to make it clean off of turn number 2, which is a very sketchy set of corners, but a Leighton Norgard out to the race lead, side by side behind Chase Cabry. Jess Story duking it out, a little bit of wall contact there for Dylan Javier. I believe that was, no, that was Caleb Pecumer at the tail end of the top 10, but everyone is A-OK, and we are underway.
Yeah, it's crucial there for a Leighton Norgard to try and stick with Michael Hossack, who had control of the restart. Did a brilliant job there. Managed to stick to the outside and use that momentum off the corner to get past the number 24. So it's a Leighton Norgard playoff driver. Currently sits a little far back from the points lead, but is looking to get some crucial points over points leader Justin Mortov, as is Michael Harsack, who's second in points, second on the racetrack, but chasing down that lead after starting on pole position.
Now, one thing of note here, Will, next week, of course, we are going to be going to the Worldwide Technology Raceway for the season finale, the championship race here in the Pit Pass Network.com ARCA Series. We're going to actually start that broadcast a little bit early, folks, and see if we can have a chance to talk to some of our championship contenders, see what their mind is looking like going into it, their thought process, even if it's not a tight championship battle, which it does have potential to stretch out a little bit here depending on how Justin Wadsworth does tonight. But either way, we're going to talk to the playoff guys, see what they're thinking, how they're feeling heading into that finale. But great going here from the restart. We've put together a couple of laps so far as Norgard, Hossack, Story, Javier, and Wadsworth, the top 5. Chase Cabry falling back a little bit. Of course, he didn't get a ton of practice here tonight. Got into the session rather late. As we see side by side just behind is Jeff Green and Corey Abbott. It's Abbott on the inside, Green up top. Here comes Caleb Pecumer to the inside of Gavin Higgins just behind. That's the battles here for 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Of course, Jeff Green, the 2000 Busch Series champion, cooking, booking, and he's hooking it up on the high side here at the Dover Motor Speedway as Corey Abbott gets a little bit sideways. We got a battle brewing for the lead. It's Hossack all over the rear end of a Leighton Norgard, and Jess Story trying to write a book of his own. Currently there in position number 3.
Yeah, those two drivers behind the Leighton Norgard not letting him have it easy as the 12, 24, and 29 barrel into turn 3. We're a fifth of the way through this race now, coming to start lap 21. Michael Hossack really putting the pressure on the Leighton Norgard in the 12. He knows what it takes to get to those crunch time situations as a Leighton Norgard, a championship 4 contender previously in the Satan Sports Truck Series. Knows that when crunch time comes, he has to perform. At Michael Hossack, currently second in points, just 13 points behind points leader Justin Mortov, who currently sits 5th. So Hossack knows that he needs every point he can get to boost his chances going into the season finale at Gateway. So there's some big stories developing early on and some fierce battles that are going to commence very soon.
Definitely some fierce battles about to develop throughout the field as we ride on the rear camera shot here of a Leighton Norgard. You see Michael Hossack, you see Jess Story, and you see Dylan Javier, who's having himself a really solid start to this one. Currently situated in position number 4, started on the front row, didn't have the initial jump on the first start that he would have liked here tonight. Will, you know that, I know that, and of course he knows that, but one thing to watch here, I believe we're coming up on some lap traffic. Yes, we are. That's Mitch Javier just ahead of the race leaders. You could see a Leighton Norgard in the background. Of course, Mitch got caught up in the early wreck that we saw that basically turned the front stretch of the racetrack into a parking lot, which you never want to do. You want lots of parking at the racetrack so we fill with fans. You just don't want the racetrack to become the parking lot as the leaders go on by the inside here of Mitch Javier. Javier going to fall back on the high side as he's going to get himself situated further back in the field as we briefly ride on board here with Michael Hosick. You see that gap between himself and Leighton Norgard. Norgard trying to create a bigger buffer between himself and the Michael Hostig machine. As of right now, it remains at about 0.3 of a second. Another 0.2 back to Jess Story as Story actually slides up the racetrack. Here comes Dylan Javier to the inside. Just behind Javier now, you can see him in the shot. It's Caleb Pecumer, Gavin Higgins, and a whole hell of a lot of looseness in the field just behind.
Yeah, absolutely. Dover is one of those tracks that will chew your right rear tire up like it's nobody's business, and these guys, as these long ones develop, have to start playing a loose condition. There's Trey Holmes up in the outside wall there in turn 2 facing backwards. Caution is out for the third time tonight.
The Tromy, Trey Holmes, gonna get around at the top of the racetrack. Let's see what happened to him. I believe that's him taken to the inside of Bailey Mills. As yes, that is Mills. They're gonna go 3 wide there with Mitch Javier. Does Trey get a little bit loose on the inside of Mills and just a little bit of incidental contact? That's what I'm seeing right here, Will. Of course, the call is going to be up to you. Just unfortunate there for Trey Holmes, and the 48 going to end up backwards into that outside wall. And I got to wonder, is pit road about to kick off a little bit here? 4 sets of tires at the disposal of these drivers tonight. Here comes Leighton Norgard, Michael Hostek, and just about everybody else going to come down pit road. We'll see if anyone opts to stay out on the racetrack. As you see Osborne, Haynes, Simmons, and everybody else coming down pit road. You may see somebody at the tail stay out if they feel like it. We'll take a look at Trey Holmes here as he comes by. Heavy damage on the left front, little bit on the left rear, but I think he's going to be okay. Going to be able to continue on as we do see everyone come down pit road. We'll watch Michael Hostek's pit stop here from nice and close. We'll see what he opts to do. Very slow on the jack, getting the right side up. They're going to work on the left side now. I don't know how they're changing those tires because they're still touching the ground, but Norgard wins the race off pit road. There's Hostek, Wadsworth, Higgins, and Dylan Javier, the top 5. We'll be right back. This is the Monster Mile 100 on the Elite Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
We are back here at Dover. It's the Monster Mile 100, working caution number 3 here on lap 29. You see Fred, the pace car driver, doing a nice job here today. Got the shades on. Yesterday would have had eclipse glasses on, as of course that did take place. But what's taking place tonight is the penultimate race of the Pit Pass Network ARCA series here tonight. It is a Leighton Norgard, Michael Hossack, and Gavin Higgins, the top 3. Next week, we're going to head to Gateway, the Worldwide Technology Raceway, for the season finale. Going to be down to a great championship battle. We'll give you all the news for that one in the week leading up to that race. And of course, folks, tomorrow night, be sure to tune in for the Belly Up Sports Cup Series right here on the Elite Racing Network, live from Rockingham, the Rock. And also a quick note here. We want to thank all the viewers of the Elite Racing Network. We have officially hit 1,000 subscribers here on the network YouTube page, and we couldn't be more proud of that. Everyone behind the scenes really does a great job of making that happen, from Dave Huckleberry, Carlos Acosta, William White, Chris Wright, Nick Massey, everyone that takes part, of course, Gerald Campbell, David Westergreen, Zach Evans, and the rest of the field as we get set to go underway here. Of course, Chad Frankenfield as well for everything that he does. And Gary Godso, one of the newest producers as well. I briefly forgot his name. I do apologize, Gary, as Michael Hossack with a very slow start here. Gonna allow Gavin Higgins to get to his inside. Gonna allow Leighton Norgard to pull away just a little bit here, William White.
Yeah, it looked like Michael Hossack just got a bit of wheel spin. Didn't look to react too slowly. Seems to be quiet on the rear of a Leighton Norgard there, but just got some wheel spin. Means he drops a couple of places. Crucially, Justin Wadsworth, points leader, now up into second place with Ryan on board there. 39er Chase Cabry chasing down Corey Abbott. Then there's a fight for the lead. Justin Wadsworth trying to take the lead of the race, and he does so. He brings his by Leighton Norgard up into second place. Now Gavin Higgins on the inside of Norgard. So Wadsworth and Higgins really moving on this restart. Justin Wadsworth, points leader, looking to take his second consecutive win after taking victory at Chicagoland. Further back is Connor Thompson and Jaden Rasmus fighting. Higgins still on the inside of the Leighton Norgard, trying to take second place. Higgins 7th in the points, 38 back from the lead as of the start of this race. So he's in a heated fight with the likes of Leighton Norgard and Michael Hossack as he does clear for second place. But Justin Wadsworth, new race leader.
Third place is side by side now. It's a Leighton Norgard on the high side. Michael Hossack down there on the inside. Norgard able to clear Gavin Higgins up to second, chasing down Justin Wadsworth. There's Corey Abbott in the 5th spot, just ahead of Dylan Javier and Jeff Green, as they're going to go side by side. Javier up top, Green on the bottom. That is the battle for position number 6. A couple other battles to watch out here on the field. Actually, there's quite a few, but one I want to hone in on just a little bit. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. Connor Thompson, Jaden Racimus, they're just behind another battle of Caleb Pecumber and Bailey Mills. That's just outside the top 10, but side by side here, it's Jaden Racimus up top, Connor Thompson on the inside as we work lap number 35. Looks like Dustin Haynes going to get by Andrew Hardcastle a little bit further back. As we jump back up to the front, it's a 1/4 of a second lead between Justin Wadsworth and Gavin Higgins. A Leighton Norgard and Michael Hossack there, 3rd and 4th. They're mighty close as Hossack tries to close in on the rear end of the number 12 Tanks.GG Abbott Motorsports machine of a Leighton Norgard.
Yeah, it's a 3/10 of a second lead and a 13-point lead at the top of the charts for Justin Wadsworth, and this will do brilliant for his points tally.
Absolutely.
Finale at Worldwide Technology Raceway for the finale. See if he can take his first ever Elite Racing League championship, become a Pit Pass Network ARCA Series champion. But we're honing in on this battle for 3rd place between Leighton Norgard and Michael Hossack there for P3. They're in a heated points battle of their own. They're 2 chase contenders looking to try and make their way up the table. It's Hossack piling on the pressure, and there's a caution. Jaden Racimus, a big accident. Carlos Acosta looked to be involved there as well. 4th caution of the evening.
We'll take a look and see what just happened right there. Jaden Racimus going to go around. He had Connor Thompson on the inside. Josh Osborne behind him. and it's going to be Josh Osborne. Was that netcode, Will? Let's take another look at this one.
Look-see at it now.
Watching the 07 of Osborne, he's definitely going to slide up a fair bit. So I think he would have made contact nonetheless. But it looked like it did kick off from the netcode, but I don't know. I think nonetheless there would have been some contact there between the 07 and the 19 of Racimus. Does anyone else get involved in that? Oh, Carlos gets a big piece of that, like you said. He's going to go for a slide buried behind the roof. Well, folks, if you want to check out how the roof's doing, your gutters look great. So we look at Carlos Acosta, going to get a piece of it, going to go around Hunter Smith, going to get into Acosta as well. So some big damage there for both Acosta and Smith as well, of course, as Jaden Racimus. So unfortunate there, but we'll hear the ruling momentarily from our race controller, William White. Will, what do you got, buddy?
So lap 38 here, Josh Osborne does get into the side of Jaden Racimus. There is like maybe a millimeter of netcode, but I think they would have hit each other anyway. And that just sends Racimus spinning, so unfortunate there.
So, Will, was that a tally on the 07 or was that a racing deal that was issued there? I didn't catch that.
That was a tally on the 07.
10-4, my friend. 10-4. Just an update for next week, of course. As of right now, Will, I'll wait for a second as you do your ruling because I do want to get you in on this conversation as well. But top 10 right now: Wadsworth, Higgins, Norgard, Hossack, Abbott, the top 5, followed by Jeff Green, Jake Connor, Dylan Javier, Chase Cabry, and Tyler Skordensky, who continues to really show his improvements over the past couple of seasons. I'm honestly proud of some of these guys and what they've been able to do since getting involved in this series. And we do have a comment in the YouTube chat. Christopher Paff says he will be rejoining us next season, so that is great. And speaking of that, Will, next week is, as of right now, the final scheduled broadcast for you and I here on the Pit Pass Network ARCA series.
Yeah, it's been a fun ride. I haven't been here for the whole season, but I've been here for most of it. It's been exciting to cover all the playoffs. I mean, missed the first couple of races. First race was at Michigan. That was a blast. We saw Chase Cabry absolutely demolish the rest of the field. Daytona, the doubleheader at Charlotte. We had Road America. The IRP season finale bonanza, as it were. And then these playoffs have been brilliant to watch and commentate on. So, yeah, it's been super fun.
Yeah, moving on to various other sim racing work for you. I've got some real world commitments in the racing world that are going to take me away from this series. And, well, we cannot say that we won't be back because chances are at some point we will be back behind the mic for this series at some point in the future. Just as of right now, no plans for next season. We're going to hand the reins over to Justin Vandermarl and Matthew Weeks, two of the veteran racers here in the Elite Racing League. Of course, Weeks, a champion in numerous series. Vandermarl, he races here too, and he's gonna get a laugh at that. Probably text me and give me a little shot, but looking forward to seeing what those guys can do. They're both class act individuals, and they're gonna do a great job. I'll still be involved behind the scenes. pitpassnetwork.com. This is just being announced now. We're gonna return as the presenting partner of this series, and we're gonna keep this going for the foreseeable future. That's for sure, because it's a great tool for the Elite Racing League and something that I found has really helped a lot of these drivers develop. So we're going to be back. We're going to be stronger than ever. And Justin Vandermarl and Matthew Weeks are going to be carrying the torch for us here in the future. But it's going to be a fun one. So back to the action here at Dover. Will, Wadsworth and Higgins getting set to go green once again.
Yep. Pace car has now pulled off the fourth caution of the evening. This caution process will now end as they enter the restart zone now. It's Wadsworth that has control, and it's Wadsworth that gets off to a very decent restart, as does Gavin Higgins. Does well to retain second place and remains clear there of the 12 of Leighton Norgard, who's been pretty potent on these starts up to this point. So as they restarted, Wadsworth, Higgins, Norgard and Hossack the top 4. Your closest side-by-side battle was Jeff Green just squeaking past Corey Abbott there. They had a big rivalry during the regular season.
Yes, they did.
It ended up with neither of them getting it as Justin Wadsworth squeaked it by just 1 point there. Jeff Green now with a big restart, looking to the inside of Michael Harsack.
Battle for 10th here.
And Tyler Skordensky going for it for the top 10 spots there. Chase Cable just in front of them. Caleb Pacuma just behind. So battles brewing all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. Battles brewing all over the place. Watching this one, Dylan Javier, Chase Cabery, Tyler Skordensky, and Bailey Mills all together here. Let's ride on board briefly with the driver of the number 57. It's Dylan Javier. He is side by side, just getting cleared there by Bailey Mills. Move Mills up to 10th. Move Hardcastle into the outside wall, as he's going to briefly be 3 wide right there with Richie Hearn and Dustin Haynes, but he's going to be able to gather it back up and continue on without too much of a bother. As you see Josh Osborne just up ahead, taking a look to the inside of Connor Thompson. Thompson up top as we ride on board here with Josh Osborne, and I'm going to help him advertise this a little bit. He just created a Twitter or an X account for Josh Osborne Racing. Go check it out. Give him a follow as I did earlier today. Always glad to support the drivers that take part in these series and keep us going each and every week. We couldn't do it without them. We couldn't do it without those partners that we advertise during our ad breaks as well. They really are the ones that keep this going, make this happen. As keeping it going and making it happen is Justin Wadsworth and Gavin Higgins out front of a Leighton Norgard, Jeff Green, and Jay Connor. The top 5 as we're rapidly approaching halfway in this one. Lap 48 now underway as we work our way quickly towards lap number 50.
Yeah, since Justin Wadsworth took the lead a few laps ago, he hasn't looked back there. Gavin Higgins applying the pressure, but Justin Wadsworth, a veteran of the Elite Racing League, looks unfazed as he chases his first championship, but Gavin Higgins won't make it easy for him. Leighton Norgard there, occupying at the final podium spot after starting in second, but keep an extra eye on 4th and 5th. Jeff Green and Jay Connor are looking extra fast and extra hungry on this particular stint here after that restart. Green and Connor both up a couple of spots respectively as we focus in on Justin Wadsworth and Gavin Higgins. They're going to take that 50, so almost at the halfway point here for these guys, and it's Justin Wadsworth establishing himself as the class of the field for the time being.
Yeah, Wadsworth doing a good job, but we're going to jump back a little bit further. Another battle here. Caleb Pacuma, Dylan Javier, a couple teammates for Lake Norman Motorsports, duking it out together here. They have Bailey Mills just ahead of them. The driver of the 007 comes from the DLB TV community. Shout out to Dustin Bullock, my partner in crime on Thursday nights with the Pit Crew podcast over on the Drive Smart Warranty YouTube channel. Yes, I'm going to advertise and plug as this one goes on, but actually, speaking of the podcast, I don't usually talk about it on these broadcasts, but I have to now. This week, our guest Thursday night, 8 o'clock Eastern on the Drive Smart Warranty YouTube channel, none other than the 2000 NASCAR Busch Series champion, Jeff Green. So it's going to be a great conversation with him. Tune in for that. Going to be one hell of a good time.
Absolutely excited to hear Jeff Green on the podcast there, but looking back, Caleb Pacuma.
Oh no! Wow!
Bullseye move on Bailey Mills.
Great save by Mills.
About a lap ago, so big save there from Bailey Mills. There's just some contact there between him and the 59. Big save there. Still in Javier and Connor Thompson looks to get by. Thompson checks up. Story checks up. Story gets hit in the back there.
Big hit for Jess Story.
Big impact, but we stay green flag racing.
Wow, let's see if we can get another look at what just happened to Jess Story. Bear with us for just a moment. It does involve Michael Hosek, maybe a tally in play here as we watch the 24 of Hosek coming up to the rear end of the Jess Story machine. Story checks up there. Hosek gets into the back of him, sends him hard into the inside wall. So just a little bit of a domino effect, but just unfortunate for Jess Story. Going to get into the wall and head pit side with what I do believe is likely some required damage. And speaking well, not speaking of damage, but speaking of chaos, we're coming up on a lap car once again of Mitchell Javier. Of course, last time the leaders went around this lap car, we did have a little bit of chaos, not involving Mitch Javier, just a reaction from some of the drivers trying to go around, forcing 3 wide and creating a little bit of chaos. And just an update here as well. A couple drivers currently on pit lane or out of this event. Jaden Racimus, Hunter Smith, and now Jess Story on pit road. 45 laps remain as the leaders go on by the Mitch Javier number 58 machine. Ooh, nearly gets into the side of Jake Connor there, the 5th place driver, as Javier rides the outer rim of the racetrack. Let's hone back in here. Let's actually do this now, Will. You're not going to hear our voices for a couple seconds. We're going to go ahead. We're going to crank it up right here at Dover. And we are under caution once again. We said we were going to crank it up. I guess the field decided they were going to crash it up. As we'll take a look and see what just happened. I believe it involves Dylan Javier, driver of the number 57 machine. You can see him here just ahead of his teammate Caleb Pecumer. Is there some contact between them? Javier, oh no. So Skordensky blinks right ahead of Dylan Javier here, Will. He checks up a little bit. His teammate Caleb Pecumer gets into the back of him, sends him around, and that is going to lead to the latest caution here. Contact between Connor Thompson and Bailey Mills takes place as well. So about 42 to go under caution for the 5th time tonight. That one's super unfortunate. Just a blink out of Tyler Skordensky, leading to a little bit of chaos out there on the racetrack. We'll wait for an update from race control as to what the call is on that one. But as you can see, the field working their way down pit road. A couple drivers already waiting for them there, and Dylan Javier, Jess Story, and others, as a Leighton Norgard and Justin Wadsworth going to take to their respective pit boxes. We'll wait to see who wins that race off of pit road here in just a second before we step away and take our commercial break. But just a quick note, Richard Hines will stay out on the racetrack. Justin Wadsworth wins the race off pit road. Ahead of Gavin Higgins, a Leighton Norgard, Jeff Green, and Chase Cabry. We'll be right back. This is the Monster Mile 100 on the Elite Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back here at Dover. It's the Monster Mile 100. And now standing by with William White is the driver, the number 29, Jess Story. Will, take it away as we get set to go green here again in just a few moments.
Yeah, Jess Story, an unfortunate NC of race there. So we had some massive contact there with the inside wall. But just, up to that point, how do you think your race was going, and how do you think that affects your point standing going into the finale at Gateway? What's your outlook for that one?
Yeah, it was definitely very frustrating into the race. I felt like we had a really fast 3Y TV Chevrolet and was up there top 3, and then I guess on one of those cautions I just got ARCA braked, sent me to the back with damage, and then just Hasek just finished me off. But honestly, I don't think it was on Hasek at all. There was no way he was going to be able to anticipate that checkup. I mean, heck, I barely was able to get off the 16 right there, so wasn't really his fault, but definitely a frustrating night.
Yeah, well, obviously that's a frustrating end to your night, but obviously that 29 looks stat out there running up in the top 5. As we're about to go green, who do you want to thank to get that 29 out on the track tonight?
Well, definitely do want to thank Carlos and Arcade Motorsports for the opportunity. Thank the sponsor 3Y Television for sponsoring me, and also thank all the admins, and also of course thanks the broadcast team for putting on a good show.
Awesome, sounds good, man. Well, hopefully have a better showing at Gateway, a bit more luck swings your way. We're back on the green now, so best of luck for the finale, my friend.
All right, thank you.
That was Jess Story, driver the number 29 Arcade Motorsports machine with 3Y Television on board that one. We have a battle for the lead here, William White. It is, of course, Justin Wadsworth ahead of Gavin Higgins. Just behind, we have Jeff Green and Leighton Norgard as we ride on board with Gavin Higgins. You can see the rear end of that. I'm not even going to attempt. I know how to say it. I just can't properly say it. The sponsor on board that number 6 machine, Huizenfeld? Is that how you say it? Something like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Huizen. I think Huizen's a sauce. I think I had some with my noodle soup here tonight. But anyways, back down on the racetrack, watching a battle a little bit further back as well. Jay Connor, Chase Gabriel side by side. Corey Abbott, Caleb Kumer side by side as we have a battle for the lead now. Gavin Higgins to the inside of Justin Wadsworth. Wadsworth up top, currently trying to battle back for that spot. So they work their way through turns 1 and 2. Here comes the 38 of Jefe Verde, Jeffrey Green, the 2000 Busch Series champion, trying to work his way up there and get that spot as well. Leighton Norgard holding steady in position number 4 here. Well, the side-by-side continuing as Wadsworth and Higgins just not giving up.
Yeah, absolutely. Justin Wadsworth barely hanging on to that leader side-by-side through turn number 4. Higgins has the nose momentarily, but Wadsworth has the momentum there from the outside line. We're hitting the 2
Oh, here comes Jeff Green.
There's 33 laps to go, but Jeff Green out of absolutely nowhere sends it on the 20. A little bit of door banging there between the 20 and the 30. As Jeff Green tries to capitalize on the big battle brewing there between the 6 and the 20. Tries to get himself up into second place, but that just allows Wadsworth to eke out the gap a little bit. A quarter of a second between himself and Higgins, with Green and Norgard in hot pursuit.
Higgins up to second, Green and Norgard third and 4th. Norgard was able to get up towards the rear end of the Jeff Green machine, but now Green starting to close that gap there on Gavin Higgins. Looking at another battle a little bit further back, involves Frank Fody and Michael Hasek. They're going to be side by side for position number 11. Shout out to Harrison Dallin, recovering from some earlier drama to currently be scored in position number 10. So a great drive by the driver of that number 1 machine for, I believe he's driving for Fueled Up Racing, maybe 21 Savage tonight. I know he's aligned with a couple of different organizations, as we see Frank Fody under fire from Richie Hearn, the former IndyCar driver, former IndyCar winner, we should say, currently scored there in position number 13. Richie Hearn, as we ride on board with him, the 40racewear.com entry. Shout out to Craig Forsyth, one of the mainstays there with the 4D racing team. So you look at Dustin Haynes, Bailey Mills as well. Yeah, new entrant in the stock car side. That's correct. Yeah, a mainstay in the open wheel group here in a lead as we watch this battle still underway. It's Frank Fody and Richie Hearn as Hearn slides up just a little bit. It's great to see new teams expanding and branching out into the stock car side of Elite. Nearly contact right there between Hearn and Fody. They are going to be able to continue onwards as another battle that I want to just check in on is actually at the tail of the field, and there it is. Josh Osborne, Mark Rubilis, as we ride on board here with Mark Rubilis. Look at the damage to the right rear of Josh Osborne. This is actually the battle for 23rd on the racetrack. It's still a battle. It's still on the racetrack. So it's a battle on the racetrack, Will. One that we can quickly check in on. Speaking of battles, we got one brewing for the lead here. Justin Wadsworth, Gavin Higgins, Leighton Norgard, and Jeff Green all together.
Yeah, we saw Gavin Higgins just get a little bit loose on the corner. Here comes Leighton Norgard. He's looking for second place, looking to capitalise on that small error there from the driver of the 20ers. He was catching up to Wadsworth there. He was able to kind of close that gap after Wadsworth begins to eke out. Higgins just seems to come right back at him. But Norgard actually overtook Jeff Green, I believe. I don't think they were running in that particular order earlier on, so I think we've missed a pass for the final.
No, Norgard
spot.
did have that spot ahead of Green last time we were with them. Just barely, though, was able to get ahead. But looks like they're going to go by the lap car of Connor Thompson here. Coming to 25 to go. It's Wadsworth, Higgins, Norgard, Green, and Connor, the top five.
Yeah, it's been a solid run from this top four. On for Wadsworth, Higgins, Norgard, and Green. They've definitely been the class of the field thus far, trying to get those maximum points for their respective playoff bids. As Jay Connor leads that second group in fifth, just in front of Chase Cabring, the 39 winner at Michigan as well in his debut. Let's not forget, but Justin Wadsworth, current championship leader, looking to seal up his first title. 24 to go, and he's got 26 hundredths of a second over the rest of the field.
Yeah, 26 hundredths over the rest of the field. Speaking of the rest of the field, you do see them go on by now as Wadsworth continuing to lead the way, actually stretching that lead just a little bit here over Gavin Higgins, who's under severe fire by the Leighton Norgard, number 12, the Tanks.GG machine, getting ready to blast his tank here and see what he can do to get up to that second spot. Maybe even take a look at the race lead here, Will, as we're getting down to the tail end of this one. One driver that is not running where I expected him to tonight is the number 39 speed factor entry of Chase Cabring, currently stuck in position number 5. That's pretty much the only spot we've really seen him tonight, 5th, 6th, 7th, not much higher at all, so hasn't really been able to gain anything. Of course, got minimal practice entering tonight's race, but just stuck in the 5th spot as the leaders go by Mitch Javier once again. Gonna put him a lap down again. So this driver's gotten a ton of wave rounds tonight and has just held steady in that position as we watch Justin Wadsworth work his way by Josh Osborne. Gavin Higgins going to go by as well, as Osborne going to fall back now between Jeff Green and Chase Cabring. Cabring goes to the inside. Jay Connor going to go down there as well as we're coming up to just 20 laps to go. Mark Rubilis goes a lap down. Shout out to him, rubilisphoto.com, for all your photography needs. If you can think of it, Mark has probably photographed it. Check out rubilisphoto.com and let him know that ERN sent you. Speaking of send, we might have just saw one brewing right there between Leighton Norgard and Gavin Higgins, as Jeff Green going to really close up the gap. Here comes Chase Cabring. Here comes Jay Connor as well, as you can see them all within this shot. Justin Wadsworth, the only driver in a good spot right now, as he has pulled away quite a bit from your second, third, and fourth place entries. As we watch that side-by-side battle on board the 38 of Jeff Green here, it is Norgard on the inside of Gavin Higgins, as it looks like they're going to be able to clear. Here comes Chase Cabring to the high side.
Yeah, in those last couple 4 or 5 laps, Chase Cabring and Jay Connor have been absolutely flying. They've been consistently a couple tenths quicker than the leader, Justin Wadsworth, and even more so than this pack of cars in front of them. Chase Cabring just blows by Jeff Green for 4th place. He's now behind Gavin Higgins, and Leighton Norgard almost boxed in there on the outside there of the 20 and the 12, as the 12 tries to clear Gavin Higgins. for second place, and he just about does so off of turn 4. We'll see if Higgins tries to pull a crossover. He does not, so Leighton Norgard up to second place. But Chase Cabry now looking to get into third. He has got some lightning pace in that 39 at the minute, looking to get past the 20 of Gavin Higgins, as is the 9 of Jay Connor. He's looking for a move on Jeff Green to get himself up into 5th. Also involving himself in this battle now is the 21 of Corey Abbott. We know how much he likes this track here at Dover Motor Speedway. He's running in 7th at the minute, but he's used to winning here in other series and other leagues, so definitely watch him to try and make some moves with just 16, almost 15 laps to go, with Bosworth leading by almost a second now over Leighton Norgard.
Yeah, riding on board here with Corey Abbott. You can see all the action that's brewing ahead of him here as he's going to take a peek to the inside of Jeff Green. Just 15 laps to go now. The rhythm has really been established, Will, since the opening frame that we've had here tonight. Obviously had a couple of cautions in early succession, and now we're really able to get that little bit of a rhythm, see what we can do here, tick off the laps as it gets really tight there between Gavin Higgins and Jeff Green. Green going to open the outside door to Corey Abbott, quickly closes it though. Abbott all over the rear end of that machine as Wadsworth continues to lead Norgard in second, but he is under severe fire now from the Chase Cabry speed factor entry as he closes that gap. So going to be a battle here between the 12 and the 39 momentarily. We'll see how hard a Leighton's willing to push to try to hold off that 39. Of course, we've seen immense speed out of both of these drivers all season long, all the time that they've been here. Chase part-time and Leighton full-time, of course. Victor here this season as well is a Leighton Norgard, as Chase Cabry multiple wins as well. We'll see who's able to hold on to position number 2, but Justin Wadsworth looks like he's the clear favorite to easily hold on to that top spot here tonight.
Yeah, 12 laps to go, and as this green flag run goes on and on, the likelihood of a yellow continues to decrease, and Justin Wadsworth looks to be in prime position to take his second successive victory.
Exactly, yes. Last week was his first ever elite victory. He's looking to make it 2 in a row, so Justin Wadsworth quickly becoming a driver to watch here in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. He's 13 points clear at the front of the points table as it stands. Obviously, that will increase if he is able to take the checkered flag this evening at Dover Motor Speedway. And I think if he can do that, he's established himself as a clear champion favourite going into the race at Worldwide Technology Raceway. But behind him are Leighton Norgard and Chase Cabry still going at it, hammer and tongs here. Cabry tries to get off the corner. He closes in on Leighton Norgard. He's side by side with Leighton Norgard. He takes the inside into turn 1. Big send there, big dive bomb from the 39. The 12 hasn't got the grip to respond there. He tries to get to the inside of Chase Cabry, so he'll try and fight it back on the inside. Cabry, half a car length clear into turn 3, but he has the momentum from the outside line off the corner. Chase Cabry now up into second place.
9 laps remaining. It's Justin Wadsworth, Chase Cabry, and Leighton Norgard, the top 3. Of course, Wadsworth now catching the lap car of Dylan Javier. Javier was having a really strong run earlier on. Got involved in a little bit of a dilemma out there on the racetrack, picked up some damage, and is now fallen. It's going to be 3 laps down here in just a moment as these drivers continue to duke it out for a second. It's Cabry ahead of Norgard. Connor in 4th. Higgins under fire here from Jeff Green. So the battle brewing a little bit further back as well, as all of these drivers zipping and dipping here, trying to get every possible position. Corey Abbott takes a look to the inside of Jeff Green as well, as that is 5th, 6th, and 7th on the racetrack altogether. Just a quick note here, Chase Cabry really closing the gap on Justin Wadsworth. We'll see if he's able to potentially get up there and duke it out with him as we continue to watch this battle here between Higgins and Green. Coming to 6 to go this time for Justin Wadsworth. Time definitely escaping these drivers now, Will, as we are getting down to the end of it here. Jay Connor has to take a dive to the inside. I believe that was Tyler Skordensky up top. No, that's Kyle Simmons that just went a lap down. So 21 cars remain on the lead lap. The next car to possibly go a lap down is Shea Mitchell, who is actually a little bit ahead of Justin Wadsworth, so may be able to hold on here as Wadsworth does come to 5 laps to go. 20 corners remain here in the Monster Mile 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shea Mitchell took a hefty whack to the outside wall a little while ago, and Justin Wadsworth's catching him now.
Oh, contact between Osborne and Mitchell right there. Moves Shea Mitchell up the racetrack. Josh Osborne up top as well. Here's the battle for the lead. Here comes Chase Cabry. Looking to the outside of Justin Wadsworth. 4 to go. The battle is on.
Yeah, so Josh Osborne and Shea Mitchell kind of check up those leaders just a little bit. Justin Wadsworth now has to kind of settle for a lower gap now as Chase Cabry really close up to the back of him. That is Dylan Leighton Norgard, less than half a second between this top 3 and what seemed like an insurmountable gap.
Another lap car just up ahead, Will. Dustin Haynes.
There, we'll see if he comes into play. But Wadsworth is eking up the gap again. 3/10 of a second almost with just 3 laps to go. They'll come to 2 to go this time by. So
oh, this is going to get sketchy.
In the air, but Mitchev is there as well. Wadsworth does a brilliant job at clearing both of those guys before they get there. Cabry can't take the optimal line. Does get loose. Norgard might look at taking second place now. I think Wadsworth has just about got away with it there as the gap stabilizes at 3.5 of a second. Now 4/10. 1.5 laps to go, 1.5 miles to go.
Wadsworth, Cabry, Norgard, the top 3. As we come around this time, it'll be 1 lap to go in the penultimate round of the PitPassNetwork.com ARCA Series. Justin Wadsworth leads by about a half second over Chase Cabry and a Leighton Norgard. Norgard closing the gap up to the rear end of that number 39 machine. The battle for second is the battle that we're watching here as Wadsworth gonna work his way through 3 and 4 for the final time. Get the checkered flag in hand. Get the fireworks ready. Checkered flag. Back to back for Justin Wadsworth. Chase Cabry second. Leighton Norgard comes home third. Jay Connor in fourth. It's going to be Gavin Higgins in fifth at the line ahead of Jeff Green. Corey Abbott. Great rebound by Trey Holmes and Bailey Mills. Both drivers with damage from earlier incidents come home 8th and 9th. Michael Hosick going to round out the top 10 ahead of Caleb Pecumer, Tyler Skordensky, Richard Hearn, Carlos Acosta, Frank Foti, Dave Carpenter, Richard Hines, Andrew Hardcastle, and Harrison Talon rounding out the lead lap finishers. Dustin Haynes, Shea Mitchell, Kyle Simmons, Mark Robilas, Mitch Javier, Josh Osborne, Dylan Javier, Connor Thompson, Jess Story, Hunter Smith, and Jaden Racimus round out the field as everyone does work their way to pit lane. It's gonna be Justin Wadsworth burning it down once again in the Hoysenveld number 6 machine, back to back heading into the championship finale for the championship leader. As he burns it down, we'll step away real quick. When we come back, we'll talk to Justin Wadsworth, Chase Cabry, and Leighton Norgard. Don't go anywhere.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, It all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
And we are back here at Dover. It's the Monster Mile 100. And now joining William White is our third place finisher, Leighton Norgard.
Leighton, P3, you got a copy, buddy?
Yep.
Oh, P3 tonight after starting in P2. What'd you make of that one?
It was not the race I expected it to be. I thought saving tires in the middle of the race was going to do more for me, and then we got yellows in the first half. So then on that last restart, I figured, okay, I'm going to use up my tires, get back these positions, and then we didn't get a yellow. So didn't quite play out the way that I wanted, but can't complain too much. And I started third, not second, so finished where I started.
Well, I guess that's a little better then in terms of race performance. But now it's just one race to go. Gateway, as of the start of this race, you were sat fourth in points, 28 off. It'll be a little bit of a bigger gap to the leader, Justin Wadsworth. But in terms of that fight for second, third in the points, what do you make of your chances?
Should be okay. For a chance of the championship, I was going to need Wadsworth to wreck out tonight, and that didn't happen. Kind of the exact opposite. So not the ideal situation, but got to work with what I got.
Sounds good. Well, any sponsors you want to thank or shout outs you want to give for getting that 12 on the track tonight on the podium?
Shout out to the Abbott guys, as usual. Yourself, Robert, Corey, Andrew, Jay, Clay, and yeah.
That's good. Well, congratulations on that P3 finish once again.
Thanks, sir.
Chase Cabry, P2, you got a copy, buddy?
I got you.
Well, it's a solid P2 finish tonight. I know you came in the middle of qualifying. How much prep time did you have for this race?
The 2 laps of practice, or the 2 laps of qualifying is all I had.
Well, that's pretty impressive then to qualify fifth and end up finishing second. Obviously, you're not in a points fight, but in terms of the eventual winner, Justin Wadsworth, what do you think you needed to get past him there? So there's a really tight battle to the line there.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this place. I've always been terrible at Dover. And tire wear is always so bad. So I decided to try to save quite a bit. The whole race, I was just trying to conserve tire. And just when it would start to pay off and I'd start to drive back through the field, we'd get a caution. So I was just explaining, like, it sucks because if I could have, there was once one of the runs sticks out in particular. I had got back to like fifth and I was right on the leaders and I had so much more tire because I just had conserved so much. So I figured, okay, if I can get to lead here, if a caution comes out, well, then you're saving from the lead. So you fall maybe to fifth and you're only a second back. Where as opposed to the caution coming out when it did, I was saving from fifth, fall to eighth, and then you got to work back through. And I still felt like that was kind of the right call. Like I could have got there. And I just, by the time I had got there, my right front was just gone. I was just overheating the right front so bad, trying to come through and pass cars. So, no, Justin ran a great race. It pays off a lot to be out front and clean air, and he did a good job of executing that. And once I had got to him, I was watching the times prior to him getting behind those lap cars, and we were really even. If not, he was a little bit better. So by the time I got choked up to him, I thought maybe potentially if I got around him that it would pay off and I could, kind of hold him off. But my right front was just shot. So hats off to him, and he was able to get the win. So that's cool for him, and it was a fun race.
Oh, sounds good, buddy. Any sponsors you want to thank or shout outs you want to give for getting that 39 speed factor machine up into second place tonight?
Just all the guys, you guys putting on these races. I enjoy racing, and I was just telling them, they said, why do you want to go race a development series? I said, I just like to race. So I'm just glad that I was able to get in and have some fun today, and it was a lot of fun.
That's good, buddy. Well, congratulations again on that P2 finish.
Thanks.
That was Chase Caber, your second place finisher here tonight. Now I am joined by Justin Wadsworth, winner once again. Justin, how good does that one feel, buddy?
It feels pretty good, man. Chase gave me a little bit of a scare there at the end, but we were able to hold him off for a few more laps.
Why don't you walk us through your race here tonight? Obviously started in fourth, able to work your way up and steal that victory at the end, but it looked like you had probably the best car out there all night long.
Yeah, I didn't get to practice much before. I was having some computer problems, but once we got them sorted out, just trying to figure out how hard to run. I think tires were a pretty big deal tonight, so I was trying to manage them in the beginning of the race, kind of see how fast they were wearing, and then kind of just slowly work my way through the field after that. And then once you got in the lead, it makes it way easier to hold, save the tires, and I think that's really what made the difference at the end there.
And I gotta ask you here, obviously, you know what next week is. It is the championship finale. What is your momentum feeling like? How are you feeling heading into the finale there at Gateway as easily the championship leader?
Feeling pretty good, man. Gateway's not one of my best tracks, so I was hoping to come into it with a pretty good spot in the points. So far I've gotten lucky, stayed out of trouble. I don't think I finished worse than maybe fourth so far in the playoffs. So I think just keeping the car clean has been huge, and hopefully come away with the top 5 next week and get the championship.
Well, Justin, final thoughts from you, shout outs. Who do you want to thank here tonight for making this one happen for you? I know you got your dad in your corner. Who else makes it happen?
Probably thank the girlfriend. She's always patient with me and always cool about me, racing these weeknights, and always happy for me when I'm winning. She's there for me when I'm down too. So shout out to Jill. She's been great. And then also shout out to the guys up front. I think this has been my favorite series in Elite. The top 5-10 guys here, we all run super clean, but you can also race hard. Also just really cool guys. So shout out to them for just making it fun in each and every week.
Justin, congratulations on back-to-back victories here. Best of luck next week in the championship finale, and we'll be sure to talk to you before that one gets underway next Tuesday night.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Well, Will, you just heard from Justin Wadsworth, Chase Caber, and Leighton Norgard. Now it's time to hear from you. Final thoughts after the Monster Mile 100.
Yeah, Justin Wadsworth, he sounds happy, he sounds confident, and rightly so. Heading into this final race at Worldwide Technology Raceway, he came into this race 13 points ahead of the rest of the field in the playoff standings, and that's going to grow massively after Michael Harsack hit some trouble, and he finished a good few spots ahead of the likes of Jeff Green and Leighton Norgard. So he is in prime position to take his first ever league title in the Elite Racing League. And as for everyone else in the chase, while they might not have as good a shot at a championship as they might be hoping for going into Gateway, there are still fights all the way from 2nd through 12th, and even outside of the playoff points there. Up and down the field, there's stories, there's battles, and there's going to be a lot of action for us to commentate on at Gateway in a week's time.
Couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. Can't wait to get next week underway. Obviously, the championship finale, a lot on the line, a lot of great drivers that are going to go toe-to-toe, but that's going to do it for us here tonight. So on behalf of William White, Chad Frankenfield, everyone behind the scenes here at the Elite Racing League, my name's Robert Hill Jr. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week at Gateway. It's time to hand out a trophy.